folks, Ariel over here at Nyth, and since I'm sure everyone will ask, Burley's on the floor right there. What I am doing today with this pile of stuff on the table is sorting out my seeds and garden planning for the next year. If you have seen any of my recent videos, the snow is still 8 feet high directly outside my windows. It's a good solid 6.5, 7 feet on the garden, so this is not going to be planted anytime soon. But part of the reason I do this now is because most of y'all can plant your stuff way before I can, and if I wait till I'm actually ready to be planting here, then places tend to be sold out of the seeds I want. So here's what I've got going on. This is new seeds that I ordered this year, and this is seeds that I've saved or had left over from the year before. I get by most I mean like 99% of my seeds from Baker Creek Seeds. Check out their cool mailing envelope, isn't that neat? I've been ordering from them for years. There are other good seed companies. I do highly recommend finding ones that are heirloom, open pollinated, and not genetically modified. But that's my personal preference. Baker Creek makes ordering really easy and I've been ordering through them for many years now because all of theirs are that, so I don't even have to think about it. Some seed catalogs sell some that are heirloom and some that are not, etc. But when I'm looking through their catalog, I know that I just don't have to think about it. And they have a lot of really cool varieties, and they even have people working with them to like develop more nutritionally dense varieties of things rather than easier to ship or better supermarket stable or things like that, which is where a lot of the seed development has gone in the last few years. There are other awesome seed companies out there. M.I. Gardener does really wonderful seeds right now too. If I was not already ordering from Baker Creek, I probably would have gone through him, but for one, because my climate has such a short season and is so cold, as I said, there's not tons of snow out there right now. This is the beginning of March. Spring here is not till like May, sometimes June, and the summer is short and it can frost and or snow any day through the summer. So what I can grow, it does have limitations, and so it's easiest for me to stick with varieties and things that I have learned through the years will work with my climate. So I've got this big pile here to sort out. The few things I can save seeds from, I do. I'm limited in that, again, because my season is so short here that a lot of plants will not fully mature to having a mature seed that would actually germinate before they freeze and die. But the things that do, I do get a mature seed, I do save seeds. So I've got dill that I saved, marigolds, I just reused my little glass spice jars for this. Strawberry spinach, which you probably saw in some videos last year. That stuff is really terrific. That originally came from Baker Creek as well. These are hyssop, bok choy and pak choy. That's kind of a mix because they were growing together. And white snapdragons. So that's the ones I've been able to get mature seeds of and save myself. And if you're going to do that and put them in a glass jar, I should do a video this fall when I save some. Make sure they are thoroughly dry before you seal them up or they will mold and then they will not do you any good. The other thing I do is any seeds I'm storing, whether they're ones I save or ones I have left, I keep them in the freezer all year so that they are, as far as they know, they're just, you know, frozen winter until I thaw them out. Now obviously they're thawing today so that I can do some organizing. But that's kind of my system there. So I am going to sort out, just to be organized, my favorite things here by varieties. So beets. Most root veggies grow really well for me. And again, I live at a little, like 6,400 feet above sea level in the mountains, and it is very cold and snowy here. There's snow on the ground 8 months a year, and like I said, it can frost or snow all summer. So these are the things that work for my climate in my experience most years. Most root veggies grow really well. I love these candy stripe beets. There's only so many seeds in a packet, that's why I've got more than one. They are one of my favorites. They are really like that pretty pink and white, and they just have a really nice flavor. I love beets in general. This is another striped beet. This is like red and, you know, light red, dark red stripe. I also like them, and I've been growing them. I really like the golden beets as well. They have a little bit of a different flavor. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it is different than the redder beets, and I really like both of them. These are fun if you don't want to stain your hands doing something, or if you want to like put them in a salad and not have the red stain all the leaves and so on. So I grow golden beets as well, and I think, yeah, I got 2 packets of them as well because I plant a lot of them. I love fresh beets. I love, you know, sauteing them, and I also pickle a bunch, so I can never grow too many beets. Another thing I grow a lot of because they grow well, another root vegetable, is carrots. This is a red carrot. This is a different shade of red carrot. If you guys are unfamiliar with the idea, for one, it's fun to grow all the different colors because, oh, here's another more of a solid red beet. Well, they got a little bit of a stripe to them too, but that's more of a solid red is what they actually look like generally when I grow them. It's fun to grow all the different colors because they're so pretty, and it's just exciting to see the different colors. Plus, every different color of something, if, you know, this is a purple carrot, a solid dark purple the whole way through. Every different color is an indication of there being different anthocyanins and carotenoids and all those little tiny compounds that are in plants that are really good for us. And so I like to have as wide a variety as possible of the things I can grow. There's more of my candy striped beets. I really do like them, and they were sold out of their bulk packets, so I got multiple small packets. I know I've got more carrots in here. Oh, I do grow orange carrots. That is purple on the outside and orange inside. That's another carrot. Just trying to sort out here what I've got by varieties. Here's a yellow carrot. They're kind of sweet. They don't tend to get as big for me as a lot of the other varieties, but they do grow pretty well. Carrots are cold hardy. Here's another pretty like lavender purple one the whole way through. Let me see. I know I have some more carrots in here, but they must be hiding somewhere. So I've got quite a stack of carrots, beets. Let's see here. Kales. I grow kale because, again, that's a cold hardy plant. It doesn't usually freeze for me till it's down to like single digits. So that is one I can rely on for sure growing. So I've got blue curled scotch. This one's called red Ursula. It's kind of like a pink purple. Yeah, pinky purple in the center of the leaves. There's like a solid purple, so I grow all of those varieties of kale. I grow radishes. They're not my favorite thing, but they grow really well and they grow really fast, and they're generally happy with cold weather. So I have a few varieties of radishes that I plant. When they go to seed, actually, which does happen sometimes, that's obviously a pink one and a green one. Neither of those are the traditional varieties. When they go to seed, I'll have to show you guys this summer. I was just so busy last summer, I don't think I ever got to making a video. They make, after they bloom, and once they start blooming, usually the little bulb radish is no good to eat anymore. It just gets pithy and tough. But once they bloom, they make a seed pod on top that gets kind of long. I mean, some only get this long. Some varieties get crazy long. That tastes kind of like a spicy green bean, and I really like them. I use them in stir fries and stuff like that. So I eat, once they go to seed and I can't eat bulbs, I just eat the seed pods. Let's see here. Peas. Generally, peas will do well for me. Last year, my peas came up and were so beautiful. My little rodents ate them all. So hopefully the new garden beds will prevent that. This is a blossom tendril pea. The blossoms and those little tendril thingies on a pea are also edible. So I eat them in salads and such, and then they make a pea too. These little Alaska peas, they are one of the quickest producing pea varieties, so again, that's important for me. I like them. This is a sugar snap pea with pretty purple flowers. So again, I'm getting, even though the peas are all green, I'm getting as many different varieties of things as I can there. Beans. This one's iffy for me. Losing my seed packets. Beans in general are iffy for me, that is. They do not like to freeze. So some years, if between the weather and my frost covers, I can keep them from freezing, I do get a nice bean harvest, and I do like beans, so I grow them. Some years, I get such a cold snap in the middle of the summer that I lose all of them. So I don't plant a big portion of my garden in beans. So, but I do have a purple variety, a golden butter bean variety, a red bush bean variety. They're pretty. That's actually a new one. I haven't tried growing this one before, so we'll see how that does. Every year I try one or two new things, but I try to mostly grow the things that I know for sure will work for me. Let me see here what else we've got. Cucumbers. They're a little bit iffy in the same category kind of as the beans. I like cucumbers. I love if I get enough to make pickles and such, but I love them fresh as well. So I grow a few different versions of some of the quickest growing varieties there are. And again, some years I get a pretty good harvest, and some I don't get a whole lot if they just get one of those really cold summers. Oh, I do have some green beans as well. So there's a green one. So I've got green, red, yellow, and purple beans. Back to my theme of having lots of colors. Those are two different varieties of pickling cucumbers, and I know that I have, sorry, yeah, these little white ones, I've grown these before. They're kind of cool. They look like little eggs almost on the vine, and they're pretty in salads and stuff, and again, just for variety, I like doing that. Kohlrabi, I grew last year and it grew pretty well, except, again, my little rodents ate all but 2 of my plants before they matured. So the 2 I ate were wonderful, so I'm going to try this again, and again, hopefully the new garden beds with the mesh underneath will keep my rodents out, and I will actually get to eat some. So I have a purple and a green variety. Then greens. A lot of different greens grow really well. This is a Chinese kind of cabbage. Actually, it says Chinese cabbage, and then it says it's an old Japanese variety. And this is a winter choy that will grow even under the snow. So those are good for my climate. I like to grow as much as I can that I know for sure is going to be okay, even if it freezes. So those are kind of lettucey, cabbagey varieties, I think, like a loose leaf cabbage. They're not the tight, bald cabbage heads, though I do grow some of those as well. More greens. Mizuna, it gets kind of tall and pretty leaves, and it's got kind of like a lemony, spicy, peppery taste. It's a little hot. I don't like it by itself, but mixed in with all my other greens in a salad and such, I really enjoy the flavor of that. I grew that last year, and it grew beautifully, so I am planting more. Then I've got just different varieties of lettuce. This is like a curly dark red and green lettuce. This stuff grows really well here. It's another lettuce variety. Actually, I think it's more closely related to spinach and like the wild, what's that stuff called? Not lamb's ear, lamb's quarter. It's a relative of that, but it's this pretty, it is really that brilliant if you can see that in color. And let's see, more greens. There's just a little green lettuce. Oh, here's another carrot. Cosmic purple. They're the bright purple on the outside, bright orange inside. Those are a beautiful carrot, and they've done well for me for many years. Here's another little purple radish. So that's going on the radish pile. It's a little round one. Let's see here what I'm getting down to. I think I'm getting down to the fun stuff. Oh, tennis ball. This is a little butter crunch lettuce. I've always liked the flavor of that. So that's kind of a creamy yellow-green lettuce. And got all of my lettuce greens that I bought. Okay, then this is mostly where I'm experimenting this year with trying some more flowers and herbs that I have not previously grown here, so we'll have to see how these all do. Some I know should do well, like echinacea grows wild here. Purple does not grow wild, but I'm going to try planting this and we will see if it grows. And I think I've got a yellow echinacea in here as well. Yes, I do. So we're going to try both those and see if I can get them to just grow in these won't go in the garden, they'll go kind of in my flower beds around the clearing and around the house and such. And if they mature and I can actually harvest herbs from them, that's awesome. If they just bloom and are pretty, that's awesome. And if they don't grow, well, then I won't try planting them again. Same with a lot of these other things. This is a purple bee balm. Bee balm is in the same family as mint, which does very well for me here. I already have 5 or 6 different varieties of mints, hyssops, bee balms, etc. They're all related. And so I know this does really well for me, and I love purple flowers and the birds and the bees and the hummingbirds and everything. Love these. So this is another variety that's more lemony flavored. On that note, I believe horehound is actually in the mint family as well. At least it grows quite a bit like it. But it is, I don't know that it gets a whole lot of a flower. I think just a little one. But horehound is awesome for making your own like cough drops and cough syrups. And I really like the taste and smell of it. So again, this is an experiment. Haven't tried it before here. But I think being kind of like a mint grower, it should do okay. We'll see. If it doesn't, then that's that for the experiment. But hopefully it'll grow and I can actually make some horehound things. Hyssop. This is a Korean hyssop. I already have 2 different hyssop varieties out there. Again, they're in the mint family, so I'm very confident this one will do okay. My other hyssops grew a little bit slow. The first year they kind of came up and did very little. Even the second year they came up and did very little. And all of a sudden last year they were this tall with bright purple flowers on them. So I'm going to plant some more and have a kind of reddish one for some variety there. Then, what else do I have sorted out here? Lemongrass, I know, likes a warm climate, so I tried growing it in here one winter in a pot, and it lasted for a little while, and I think it just didn't get quite enough sunlight, even with all my windows. It really likes full sun, and it kind of died out. So I'm going to try planting some outside. I know I won't get a full growing, big, bushy, like self-sustaining plant, but I thought I'd see if I could at least get some little stalks that I could harvest just kind of as an annual and then plant more next year. So that's another experiment. We'll see what happens with that. Anise, I've actually not grown here before. I grew it growing up, but that was a very different climate. And fennel, these are both related, and they're both related to dill, and I know I can grow dill because I can even get mature enough dill to harvest my own seeds. So I think these will both do okay. And again, they make pretty flowers, and they taste really good. Anise is like a licorice flavor, which I like, some people don't. Fennel is kind of a licoricey flavor too, and this big fat bulb, if you can see like in that picture there, you can roast kind of like a root vegetable. It's not really technically a root vegetable, but it's good like that. I've cooked it that way before. So we'll see if either of those grow based on other things that grow. Got let's see here, 2 different varieties of sunflowers that are supposed to be some of the quickest maturing varieties there are. A bigger one and a smaller one. There are some sunflower varieties that do grow wild in the woods right around my house, so I'm optimistic that these will grow and that I may actually be able to harvest some sunflower seeds either for myself and or for my little songbirds outside. So again, that's an experiment. We're down to the experimental pile. I've never seen this pink milkweed growing here, but milkweed does grow across a whole lot of the country. It's like a pinky purple, and I like purple flowers, so, and I like my hummingbirds and so on and want to support the bee population, so I'll see if I can get any of that to grow here. That may be a flop. Rue, I don't know if you've ever grown this. It's another herb. It's kind of good for disinfecting, and there's big warning right on the front. Do not take internally if you are pregnant or nursing. It has been known to cause miscarriages. So this is an herb. If you're going to use this as an herb, learn about it and actually know what you're doing with it. But it also is really good at deterring bugs, in my experience. And so again, I'm just going to see if it will grow here. Marshmallow, there are lots of varieties of mallows that grow across the country. This one is actually native to Africa, not to here. I'm going to see if I can get a little plant growing in one of my pots and actually see if I can make marshmallows out of it. That would be also in my experiment category because I have never done that. And then some others. Safflower, these are mostly edible flowers. Safflowers, calendula, either the flower or the plant. Borage, I don't expect any of these things to maintain themselves here. Borage especially is really good at reseeding itself. It's not actually a perennial, but it tends to come back up in the same spot because it drops seeds prolifically. So if it can actually get to being mature enough to drop seeds, that's awesome. The flowers are edible, and the fresh little leaves taste kind of cucumbery. So I'm going to see if I can get that growing. I've grown it before, but not in this climate. So we'll see how those do. This is all in my for fun pile. Just going to try to fall over here. And let's see, self-heal. This doesn't have any pretty picture, but this is another herb that can be used medicinally. I'm going to see if that will grow. And valerian, that's probably an herb you have heard of. It's often helpful for, it's often used for insomnia, but for other things as well. I don't have a problem sleeping soundly, but I have some friends who do. So we'll see if I can get a pot of that growing. And then I have some that are just for fun. Hollyhocks, this is a short variety of yellows and burgundies and such that don't grow crazy tall, so I'll see if I can grow them. And some sweet peas. I have a friend I help garden, and she gets some beautiful sweet peas some years, so I'm going to plant a few of them. And morning glories. I know some of you, if you live in the places where morning glories go crazy, may be worried about that taking over everything. I'm not even sure if I can get them to grow here, and I'm going to have them in a pot. So we'll see if I can get blue morning glories, because there's very few true blue flowers, and I really do like blue flowers. So we'll see if that's, again, an experiment. We'll see if I can even grow a morning glory here. Now that I got these kind of organized, I just keep rubber bands from anything I get them on, like broccoli heads at the grocery store, so that I don't have to reorganize here. Then this whole box is the stuff that I have left from last year, and like I said, until I pulled it out for this, it was sitting in my freezer. And a lot of these are because I get so many different colors. If I've got, you know, I probably had 15 or 16 different varieties of lettuce last year, so I don't need to plant a whole seed pack of any of those, because that would be way more than I can eat and feed to my friends. So I plant a little bit, and then I can plant some more of that variety next year. And most seeds will germinate really well, especially if they're kept in the freezer, so they're dry and they're not getting exposed to heat and humidity. Will germinate pretty well for me at least 3 or 4 years out, and usually by then I've used them up. So I have more beet varieties. Early Wonder, that doesn't have a pretty picture, but it's a little bright red beet. Bull's Blood is another bright red beet. I had just a few of the candy stripe seeds left, and I had a few golden seeds left. So those all go in my beet pile. And I plant my oldest seeds first and use them up. Beet seeds are a little bigger seed than some, so they make these packs a little flatter. Let's see if I can keep them all together. As I said, beets are one of my favorite things for all kinds of things. And since they generally grow very well, lots and lots of beets. So there's my fun stack, my beet stack. Let's see, I think I still have things halfway organized in here. And a bunch of these bags are open, so I gotta be a little careful here. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you are here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.